Step out in faith. The God who walks with you. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Hebrews 11 verse 1. The call to step out. Before the Red Sea parted, Moses had to lift his staff. Before Peter walked on water, he had to step out of the boat. Before the walls of Jericho fell, the people had to march in silence. Faith is not waiting for proof. Faith is moving because God has spoken. Have you ever stood at the edge of your promise, feet trembling, eyes searching for a sign? Have you ever felt the whisper of destiny yet been afraid to move forward? God is calling you beyond the familiar into the unknown where miracles are born. Faith is the courage to move without seeing. 2 Corinthians 5:17, for we walk by faith, not by sight. Faith is the heartbeat of the unseen, the whisper of possibility in the face of impossibility. Faith is Noah building an ark before the rain came. Faith is Abraham leaving his homeland, not knowing where he was going. God never asks you to understand. He asks you to trust. Faith doesn't demand a map. It only needs a word. Faith doesn't require guarantees. It only requires obedience. Will you trust him when the way is unclear? Will you step forward when logic tells you to retreat? Because when God speaks, mountains move. When faith rises, chains break. Faith is the magnet for miracles. Mark chapter 9:23, it says, all things are possible to him that believes. Miracles do not follow doubt, they follow faith. The woman with the issue of blood pressed through the crowd. Her faith made her whole. Blind Bartimaeus refused to be silent. His faith opened his eyes. The centurion soldier speak the word only. His faith healed his servant. Faith is the bridge between the natural and the supernatural. Faith turns valleys into victories. Faith turns weakness into weapons of warfare. And here is the good news. You don't need great faith. You just need faith in a great God. Jesus said, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can move mountains. Not because of the size of your faith, but because of the greatness of your God. Faith conquers fear and defeats giants. Isaiah 41:10, fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. Fear will tell you that you are not enough. Fear will whisper that the giants are too big. Fear will remind you of every past failure. But faith speaks louder. Faith says you are chosen. Faith says you are called. Faith says God is for you. So who can stand against you? When David faced Goliath, he did not see a giant. He saw a defeated enemy. When Joshua faced Jericho, he did not see wars. He saw a victory waiting to happen. When you face your battles, do not see obstacles. See opportunities for God to show himself mighty. Do not shrink back. Do not surrender. The God who walked with Moses, the God who strengthened Elijah, the God who raised Lazarus from the grave is walking with you. Faith is the key to destiny. There is a door before you, a future waiting to be embraced. There is a calling over your life, a purpose that cannot be denied. God did not bring you this far to leave you. God did not call you only to abandon you. What he starts, he finishes. What he promises, he fulfills. The enemy wants you to sit in hesitation, but God is calling calling you to stand in confidence. The devil wants you to dwell in fear, but God is calling you to walk by faith. You don't have to see the full picture. Just take the first step, like Peter, step onto the waters, like Abraham stepped into the unknown, like Esther stepped into the assignment. And as you step, heaven will move. The call to step out, God is calling you higher, to dream bigger than your resources, to assignments greater than your strength, to victories beyond your natural ability. But this is where faith is required. God says to you today, step out, trust me, walk by faith, for what lies ahead is greater than what lies behind. Faith will carry you where fear cannot go. Faith will sustain you where doubt will destroy you. Faith will lead you onto the miraculous. Step out in faith, for the God who called you is faithful. Can I pray with you tonight? Father, today I pray for every person under the sound of my voice. Strengthen their faith, remove every doubt, ignite a fire within them to step out into their destiny with boldness. Lord, you are the author and the finisher of our faith. Lead us where you called us, in Jesus' mighty name. Thank you. May the good Lord richly bless you as you ascend higher.